Hi there, this is Craig, and this is another mindfulness video. The theme for this one is sitting. Um, Mindful sitting. So, how often do we just sit? Probably not that often. A lot of the time when we're working or we're busy with things, we're always on the go. We're always rushing. We're always doing. We're always thinking, what next? What next? What next? We really struggle to just sit, to just be. It's really important to just sit and just be. This is why I'm doing a video on it. It's that important because just sitting is when your awareness starts to notice things. It starts to notice how your body is doing. It starts to notice what you're thinking about. It starts to notice any emotions that are there. It starts to notice things. When we're rushing all the time, we can generate anxiety and stress because we're always thinking of the next thing to do. We're not really seeing how we're feeling right here, right now. So, sitting is engaging with right here, right now, and noticing how we're doing. And it's a really important practice. In fact, if everybody did this and had moments of being, and I call it being, not doing, you're just sitting. You could say sitting is a doing, but it's you're just being. You're just sitting there. You're just like, okay, how am I feeling? What's happening? And you may notice all sorts of things. And it's so good to notice because when you notice, your awareness is a kind of it's unconditional, it's very friendly, very benevolent. It will just see what's there and it'll be like, okay, that's what's there. And knowing what's there engages a change. You may notice, for example, that you are rushing around and actually your heart's beating faster, perhaps. So in that moment, you're like, I'll just take a few breaths, see if I can calm that. Oh, yeah, there you go. Heart's easing a bit. I was obviously rushing about, stressed. Um, and so your awareness is informing you of the wisdom, what's the right thing for you in this moment to do. When we're in our heads a lot, when we're in our future thinking and we're going, well, what next? And I've got this to do and I've got that to do and I've forgotten to do that and I must run up the stairs to do that. And I've forgotten something from downstairs and now I've got to go back downstairs. And while I'm rushing about, I might not notice things and I might trip or, all sorts of things could happen. And there's stress going on, your adrenaline's going up, your blood pressure's going up, your heart rate is beating faster. You're not noticing any of that until later on, perhaps after your whole day of rushing, and you're drained and you're tired and you're cranky and you're heady, and your body is then saying, please stop, please sit, please just be. You need to rest, you need to let this settle. So, sitting is settling as well. So if everybody did this, if after every task that you did, whether it's the hoovering or the cleaning or the gardening or the cooking or whatever, or the working, whatever it is, after you've done one task, sit, pause, hit that pause button, and just be. So we're going to do it right now. We're just going to sit and we're just going to be. And what you'll find when you sit is you will begin to notice things. You'll notice if your body is moving and fidgeting. You'll notice if your mind is going, this is silly, this is rubbish, I hate this, I'm bored, I want to do something. Your mind might wander off to like, I wonder if there's anything going on my mobile phone, and you might even subconsciously be reaching for your mobile phone and you'll be like, no, I'm sitting, I'm just sitting. See if you can notice the quietness while you're sitting. We're going to do it in a second. Because the quietness is always there. Even when there's sounds, you'll notice sounds coming and going, but the quietness is always underneath. And if you can be aware of the quiet, that quietness enters you, it enters your body and your being, and it calms you. It gives you wisdom and it gives you peacefulness. The more peacefulness you have, the more quietness you have, the slower you'll be, the more resilient you'll become, the more you'll be able to react in a mindful way to things that are happening rather than a fast paced thing. So, for example, anger is fast. If someone says something and you get annoyed at that, you can become angry very, very quickly. So the more you sit, you're actually lessening your anger because you're cultivating more patience. You're sitting, you're just being, you're allowing this moment to just exist. You just exist. There's no need to think about all the stuff that needs doing because in this moment, everything is fine. Everything is just okay, just sitting. So don't underestimate the power of just sitting and doing nothing. You're not actually doing nothing. As I say, you're resting your mind. Your mind's not thinking so much. You're noticing your body. You're resting your body. You're healing. You may be able, when you're sitting, to breathe and let go of what happened 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago. And you're just coming to, you might hear weather, you might hear the rain outside, you're just listening to the rain, just sitting, just being. It's of primary importance for you. The more being in your day, you're interrupting these doings. You've got doing, being, doing, being, doing, being. In fact, I would have more being than doing in your day. And you'll notice that you'll still get everything done, but you'll be more graceful and gentle and calmer and more peaceful than if you were in this rush, 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 rush. So let's have a go. I have a singing bowl here. Here it is. I'll hit this to begin. It'll make a little bell-like noise. And we'll sit just for a few minutes, just in the quiet. I'm not going to say anything, but just sit and just be and see what happens. See if you can notice your thoughts. See if you can notice if you're fidgeting. See how you feel. And we'll come back to it in a few minutes. Here we go. Okay, thank you for having a go at just sitting. It was only a couple of minutes. It may have been the longest couple of minutes you've had. What did you notice? I noticed during that period of time that there was a pigeon outside making a noise. So I noticed that. I noticed it was raining as well, so I was hearing the rain. But I was also noticing my body, how I was sitting. I noticed I was quite still, which was quite good. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm a bit fidgety. But I noticed I was quite still. I could feel the ground under my feet. This is all awareness. And I was noticing there was a few thoughts of like, how long should I be doing this for on a video? I hope people would understand this. There was a couple of thoughts there, but I noticed them. I was like, yeah, off you go, thoughts. I'm just sitting, and it's meditation. I mean, I noticed my breath as well. Just seemed to happen. So my awareness was roaming. It was like noticing breathing, noticing thinking, noticing the rain, noticing pigeons, noticing how my body was, noticing my feet on the ground. It's all awareness. Awareness is meditation. So the more you're in awareness, everything calms. Everything is shifting in front of you. You're not in your thoughts, you're noticing them. There they go. You're not in the drama of anything, you're just sitting, just noticing. And it's important because if you start getting caught up in what it is you're noticing, like if I was getting annoyed at the pigeon, I'm getting caught up with the pigeon. If I was saying that pigeon is disturbing my inner peace because I want to sit here peacefully and that pigeon's annoying me, then you've lost sitting and you've lost mindfulness. You're in judgment mode. Your brain is analyzing what's happening. So this is a really amazing practice to try and let go of the judgment. It's like pigeon is doing its thing. Yes, I can hear it. Rain is doing its thing. I can hear it. I don't need to get annoyed at it. I'm just listening to it. Thoughts are coming. That's okay too. It's not like, oh, I don't want my thoughts. I wish my thoughts would go away. It's like they're here. I'm just observing them. There they are. They're like clouds in the sky. So when you sit, you become the sky. You see everything. You're watching everything that's happening, and that's really powerful because in situations where we get stressed, we get really tense, we're swept up in our thoughts. We're carried away by the judgments that are there. Um, Awareness is giving you that gap, that distance between your thoughts. So you are not your thoughts, you are aware of your thoughts. So even thoughts that are saying, this is silly, this is awful, I hate it, the rain's terrible, why can't that pigeon go away? If I'm just observing it, I'm not in the drama of these thoughts. I'm here, present, peaceful, calm. That's what it means to practice mindfulness. You gain a sense of calmness and a sense of peacefulness, and actually a lot of humor, because you start seeing these things and you're noticing, well, why am I getting bothered by a pigeon? Why am I getting bothered by the rain? It is what's happening. So you're accepting what's happening more and more, and you're not resisting things as much more and more. And the more acceptance that you have in your life, things will flow by quicker than if you were holding on to things. So we try not to attach to anything. We just watch it and we let it be and we let it go. And what's left is a peacefulness and a groundedness and a wisdom. An inner wisdom starts to build, an inner joy starts to build. And it means that if you've done that and you've just sat still for a few minutes and then you get up to do your next task, you're much more present for it. You're much more able to cope with it than if you were still holding on to stuff from the previous task or worrying about the next 10 tasks. So stress and busyness comes from overthinking, going, I've got all this to do and I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's like, well, I'm here. So let me sit for a minute. Let me ground myself. Let me give myself awareness. Right, let's take the next step. What's the next step I can do? I can do this task, so I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this fully, mindfully. Right, I've done that. I'm going to go and sit again. Might have a cup of tea this time. Again, you're just settling. So that is what mindful sitting is. And it's amazing how much I can talk about sitting. But it's very, very important. So I hope that that's been a useful video and has given you a few insights on what it means to just sit. So thank you very much for sitting and for watching me, and I will speak to you again in another video. Bye bye just now.